not going to be easy. Florida State scored 38 points against Cincinnati. They're a high-powered offense. It's going to be very difficult playing down there, going to Death Valley, and hopefully that we'll learn our lesson from this game here and continue on. We can't rest on our laurels. Everybody in the nation is going to be pointing for us. Everyone's going to play their best game, and we have to get after it.
TCS Sports presents live from Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee, Florida. It's the Pitt Panthers versus the Florida State Seminoles. This game is being brought to you by Budweiser Light, with a clean, distinctive taste worthy of the king of beers. And by Subaru. Subaru, inexpensive and built to stay that way. And by Daily Juice Products, to remind you, there's a daily treat for everyone. And by Westinghouse, and the 140,000 Westinghouse employees worldwide. Hello, everybody. I'm Bill Hillgrove along with Myron Cope. A battle of unbeatens tonight. Each team is 1-0. Pitt had a struggle against North Carolina, and certainly the Florida State Seminoles had to struggle against Cincinnati. Myron, it should be a big game for both clubs.
Oh, yes, indeed. Many people are saying that Florida State will just have a so-so season, but a win over Pitt would be a big win that perhaps might catapult them toward a very nice season. The Pitt Panthers, they're #1 in the UPI poll, #2 in the AP, so they're in that pressure chamber battling for that national championship.
It's Fazio versus Bowden. We can't tell you it's going to be high scoring or low scoring. We can tell you this, it will be exciting. We'll be back with the opening kickoff of tonight's game right after this.
You gotta reach deep inside.
We always run faster together. Maybe it's the baton. Maybe it's the way we push each other.
Bring out your best, Budweiser Light. Bring out your best, Budweiser Light. Bring out your best.
The best never comes easy. That's why there's nothing else like it.
Subaru has a reputation for being durable, and we're willing to prove it. Participating dealers are now offering Subaru Added Security, an extended service contract that covers you for...
By your Subaru. Hello, everybody, from Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee, Florida. Bowden, in his 7th year as Florida State coach, has achieved remarkable success in Tallahassee. His teams have gone to back-to-back Orange Bowls. Last year, a down year. He was 6-5, and after a couple of surprising road wins, one at Notre Dame, he came into Pitt Stadium and ran into a hornet's nest. Around the field. First-year coach Foge Fazio leads the Panthers onto the field. The Panthers came out and warmed up in this heat and humidity, and I imagine the temperature, Myron, is over 80 degrees. The humidity factor presents a problem for the visiting team, but I noticed that Coach Fazio had the Panthers warming up in just their T-shirts and didn't seem to have them on the field that very long pre-game. The captains for the two teams are out in the middle of the field right now with the officials for tonight's ball game. For Pitt, the captains offensively Julius Dawkins, Ron Sams, and John Brown. Defensively, Pete Short, Dave Pizzoli, and Yogi Jones. Florida State has won the toss and will receive. The Panthers have chosen their goal, and it appears that the Panthers will be defending the goal to our right as we view it from high atop the stadium press box at Doak Campbell Stadium. The officials for tonight's ball game, 3 from the Southern Independents and 3 from the Major Independents. The referee is Tommy Miller. The linesman, Jim Mahan. The field judge, Jim Campbell, all from the Southern Independents group of officials. There you see the mascot, David Williams, aboard the horse Renegade. The flaming spear goes into the 50-yard line, and Doak Campbell Stadium turns into a veritable madhouse. The officials representing the Major Independents, the line judge, Earl Birdie Jr., the back judge, Weldon Waits, and the clock operator, Bob Albertson. So there you see the garnet and gold balloons being released into this Tallahassee sky. It is, again, Myron, one of the most interesting visiting places in all of college football.
Yes, indeed it is, Bill, but students of psychology might want to ponder Coach Fazio's decision to warm up his players in T-shirts. In other words, do you want to have that southern heat on their minds? Maybe it's not such a good move bringing them out in T-shirts. Why make them more conscious of the heat? But that's something for the psychologists.
I know one thing, the Panthers are a well-conditioned ball club. I think they borrowed the Steeler gassers from Chuck Noll and the Steelers and John Kolb, and they have adopted that program, and I think it has helped to condition this football team. It certainly was a plus for them to be able to play 12 defensive men against North Carolina and get away with it. I don't think they could do it tonight, particularly for 75 snaps.
No, more likely Coach Fazio will substitute fairly liberally in that defense. And by the way, the PA announcer here tonight referred to him as Fogy Fazio. Isn't that precious?
That's called respect. Across the field, the Panther kick team is poised. Waiting deep is Ricky Williams at the Florida State goal line. Eric Schubert gets the kick away, and it'll be down by Greg Allen in the end zone. So the Seminoles start 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. The quarterback is Blair Williams, number 14. There you see Greg Allen. He'll be in the backfield tonight, alternating with number 44, Ricky Williams, as his team speed.
Well, that's your Florida athlete. There are a lot of Swifties in this state to be recruited.
They'd like to get some big linemen and recruit them to Tallahassee, but right now they've got a lot of speed. There's Williams with the play-action fake, and he wants it all right away. The long man downfield is Jesse Hester. Incomplete at the 30.
Hester got behind Troy Hill, and the ball just led him a little bit too much. Hester is a big player. He's a break-the-game player, and so they like to go to him, and they're taking the bull by the horns there and trying it right on the first play from scrimmage.
Center Tom McCormick out over the football for the Seminoles, and now Dennis McKinnon comes in to replace Hester as a wide receiver on 2nd and 10 from the Florida State 20. Get the Panther defense. Williams another play-action fake. And this pass almost intercepted by Troy Hill. The intended receiver, Dennis McKinnon, the flanker just into the ball game, slipped and fell down. It's 3rd and 10.
Troy Hill suffered a bruised chest in last week's win over North Carolina, and it didn't seem to respond in practice the past week, but there he is in the ball game, and for his sake, hopefully he won't have any trouble with that bruised chest. He nearly picked off a big one.
Panther front wall, Pelusi, Moss, Wenglikowski, Pozzoli, and Woods. Now we see that Chris Dolman has replaced Al Wenglikowski at end. On 3rd and 10, Williams of Florida State downfield. Hester has it. First down at the 38-yard line. Jesse Hester tackled immediately by Tommy Flynn. Florida State picks up 18 yards and a Seminole first down.
So what do we have here? It's Hill versus Hester, or Hester versus Hill. Going to go right up the middle, Will Williams.
Just as some
All
pressure
three
got there.
plays have been Hill versus Hester. One could have been a long bomb and a touchdown, a big 6. The other could have been an interception and a big 6, and now this third one.
18-yard gain. Williams to Hester. 1st and 10, Florida State from its own 38. Sweeping left side with a football, fullback Ken Burnett. That time, very interestingly enough, Williams did not fake off the play action. He gave it to Burnett, but Burnett is tackled immediately by Michael Woods, who runs that sideline as well as any defensive end in the game. He'll run both sidelines. He's got 4 or 6, and that's running back speed. 1-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Florida State at its own 39-yard line. The split ends are alternating. Hester and McKinnon. Now Hester back in there. They are alternating, presumably, to bring plays in to quarterback Blair Williams. Slot right, split backs behind Blair Williams, number 14, the senior from Tallahassee. Another play-action fake, and this pass is batted down by Rick Cranack, the Panther linebacker. It'll set up a 3rd down and 9. Tony Johnson, the split end, had gotten open for a second, but shutting down the passing lane was a leaping Rick Cranack.
Is Bobby Bowden giving you the idea that he thinks he has to throw the ball tonight to beat the Pitt Panthers?
13:41 left of the first quarter. This is the opening drive of the ball game, and now Florida State, after having converted on 3rd and 10 from their 20 for an 18-yard gain, facing a 3rd and 9 from its own 39-yard line. Williams straight back this time. Pressure, and he evades it, and he's going to pick up some yardage. Turns at the 45, and he's out of bounds near midfield. He's got a first down for Florida State. Blair Williams Good evading of the pressure by the Panther front wall. Getting in there to almost put the wrap on him was Bill Moss and J.C. Pelusi, but somehow he came out of there, so we'll take a look at it and see just how he does against this Panther pressure up front.
Michael Woods breaking through there eventually to put the heat on Williams. Well, he slipped out of there, so the 48-yard line. First down. Oh, excuse me.
They haven't moved the sticks as yet, so they're going to have to measure, and it looks like it might be just inches short, but they're going to take a closer look at it. So let's see what the measurement produces. Looks like the nose of the football is a couple inches away. Referee from the Southern Independence, Tommy Miller, coming out to measure.
So you'd get an interesting decision here, Bill, if it's fourth down. You want to jump on Pitt by going for it or play the conservative game? It is fourth down, inches to go.
Let's see what Bobby Bowden decides. I believe he's going to just let everybody in there and get that couple of inches.
He's liable to regret that. I'm an old conservative. I punt every time.
You hear the crowd reacting. They want the try for first down. And apparently they're going to get one here. High formation for Williams. The pitch. And with the football, Greg Allen. And it appears that he did get to midfield, and Allen gets the first down. Good second effort. Greg Allen was listed as 5'11", 200, but he appears to be upwards of 200, like 210.
Well, Bobby Bowden has got to draw a heavy sigh because that play came very near to being stopped. Tommy Flynn, the safety man, penetrating, but he could not make the stop.
Finally, Dolman did, but not before the first down comes at the 50-yard line. First and 10, Florida State. No score yet. Play action fake, and he wants it all again. Williams with a man open. Pass intercepted. With that football downfield is the Panthers' Timmy Lewis. The 6', 195 senior cornerback from Percy, Pennsylvania. Jesse Hester, the intended receiver, had broken open, but the pass was underthrown, and Lewis, the Panthers' Timmy Lewis, picks it off. Pitt now deep in a hole, but they have the football first and 10 at their own 6-yard line. First interception of the year for Tim Lewis, the youngster from Percy, Pennsylvania. The Panther offense looks like this. Jim Sweeney is the center. The guards are Fada and Sams. Colbert and Freilich are the tackles. The tight end Brown, the split end Dawkins, the flanker Collins. Marino is the quarterback, and behind him, Marlon McIntyre, a sophomore at fullback, and halfback Brian Thomas, the senior. Single setback for the Panthers. Got a man in the slot right away and have a fumble right away. And a big pile up in the scramble for possession of the football. And it appears as though on the center exchange between Jim Sweeney and Dan Marino, that Marino was barely able to get onto the football. It'll be second and 10.
Blair Williams on that Florida State drive threw the ball 5 times, but he connected only once and threw an interception. Not a very good start. Danny Marino falling on that snap. So the Panthers remain at their 6-yard line. Second down. This ball game scoreless.
Second down and 10. The crowd is a factor right now. Dan Marino looks at referee Tommy Miller and says, I can't hear. Something he failed to do as a sophomore 2 years ago. Marino did not attempt to quiet the crowd down by getting play to stop, and it's something that experience certainly has told him to do.
And of course, last year college football adopted a rule that can stop that crowd from creating bedlam. They can threaten to charge the home team with a timeout if the crowd doesn't shut up.
Now Marino goes to the I formation. Second down and 10 from his own 6. Collins is a flanker right. Marino tells referee Tommy Miller, I can't hear. And again, Miller signals for a timeout and then talks to Marino about the situation. And probably what he's saying is, Myron, we can't do this all night.
Now, of course, Pitt is hoping that the real Danny Marino has come out of the closet, because that could not have been Danny Marino performing against the North Carolina Tar Heels a week ago Thursday when he threw 4 interceptions, had all sorts of difficulty recognizing defenses.
Now the public address announcer telling the crowd that the game cannot proceed without a little more quiet. Second down and 10. Pitt from its own 6. Flanker right is Collins, split end left is Dawkins. The deep give is tailback Brian Thomas. Ryan Williams, defensive end from Winter Haven, Florida, for the Florida State Seminoles, making the tackle on Brian Thomas as he tried to slide off that right side. He got out to the 8-yard line for 2. It'll be 3rd down and 8 now. The Panthers at their own 8-yard line. No score, 11:37 on a first quarter turning clock.
And I would suppose Danny Marino felt the crowd noise had something to do with that fumbled snap on first down. But here go the Panthers on 3rd down.
Marino sets him up the same way as the previous down. High flanker right. Marino on 3rd and 8 from his goal line. And it's too tall for John Brown, the intended receiver at the 25-yard line. Linebacker Tommy Young, 6 feet tall, 210. A senior, Greg Ganser. Cedric Jones is the lone safety. Ganser gets it away, and it's a beauty. A bullet that Jones awaits for at his 40-yard line. Needs the wall. Evades one tackler, gets the wall. He's at the 45, in Pitt territory at the 40-yard line. Cedric Jones with a fine punt return. Just beautiful how Florida State set up that picket line, that wall, and then when Jones found it, he rambled forward. Punt return of almost 30 yards. And now Florida State, excellent field position.
Now there's Bryant.
24-yard punt return unofficially for Cedric Jones, and Florida State in business at the Pitt 36, 1st and 10. The pass batted down by Alan Wenglakowski. Williams trying to find his tight end, Zeke Mowat, and Wenglakowski, the 6'1", 217-pound junior from Franklin, Ohio, number 6, made the play for Pitt. That's the second pass batted down by the Panther defense.
How does a defensive end, Al Wenglakowski, come to be wearing number 6, Bill?
That's a good question, Myron, and it's one that I can't fathom. I know you can't wear it on a college basketball court. 2nd and 10 from the Pitt 36, and on the draw play, it is Ricky Williams with a good gainer, a first down into the Pitt 28-yard line and more to the 27. And it parted like the Red Sea on the draw play right up the middle, and finally in pursuit, Rich Cranack, the Panther linebacker, making the tackle.
Well, it's a play Pitt knew was in the Florida State repertoire. Florida State likes that draw play. They like to keep you off balance with the draw and with the sprint draw.
Florida State now going with 2 tight ends after the 12-yard gain by Ricky Williams. 27-yard line. Look at a 9-yard gain. And now Blair Williams, the senior, wants it. Downfield, he gets it. Jumping for the pass is Jesse Hester, who's getting open in that Panther secondary. This is a first down to the Pitt 18-yard line. Quarterback Tim Lewis got there for the tackle.
Just a rollout, tossed the sideline route, and Hester, he's open, and he is Williams' man tonight. That's obvious.
Spot the football at the 17-yard line where Florida State has a first down. Jesse Hester, an athlete that was also recruited by the University of Pittsburgh. Short drop this time by Williams. Hester holds on. Jesse Hester with an amazing catch because he took a broadside hit from free safety Tommy Flynn. Hester gets up slowly, but what a grab for Jesse Hester.
Well, Tommy Flynn will knock the stuffing out of him, so you've got to hand it to Hester when he holds on to a football that he catches with a reaching catch and takes that hit amidships. That's good football.
No score, 9:45 left of the first quarter. Jesse Hester getting a sideline word with a member of the coaching staff for Florida State University. Came off a 6-5 season last year. That's a disappointing season, particularly since Bobby Bowden had gotten things in gear here at Tallahassee. A very successful coach with 50 wins in his first 6 years on the job. Bode Fazio, the Panther coach, on the other sideline in his first year. Florida State now. The measurement is short, so it's 2nd and 1 at the Pitt 7-yard line. Williams with the draw play, the fullback Burnett. And he gets down inside the 5. He gets the first down and more. Finally tackled by Pete Short, the Panthers' strong safety, and Tom Flynn, the free safety for the Panthers.
So Florida State comes with the draw play over the other side. This ball game is scoreless well into the first period, but the Florida State Seminoles are driving after a good punt return that gave them fine field position. They're at the 3-yard line.
New receiver in the ball game is number 6, Hassan Jones. He's a flanker left. Split backs behind Williams. And the corner pass, and Hassan Jones cannot get up high enough to pull it in. Dennis McKinnon on the far side. That is not Hassan Jones. He was lined up on the right side. Dennis McKinnon on the far side. Had coverage there from Tim Lewis, but the pass was too tall. The corner pass, the floater pass, it didn't work. It'll be third down now. I think that's second down because they had gotten the first down inside the 5 at the 3-yard line. Second and goal from the 3. Greg Allen with one block and into the end zone for the Florida State touchdown. Greg Allen with a dip and a do, cutting very instinctively, picking up the blocking, using the blocking, and a
Former Air Force man, an Air Force vet. There he goes over that left side, running hard. And he's a guy Bobby Bowden found while touring Europe. Look at it from another angle. Good hard running by Greg Allen.
The extra point by Philip Hall with a kickoff for Florida State, who leads it 7-0 after 3-yard touchdown run by Greg Allen. Panthers have problems in the end zone with that rolling football. Timmy Lewis let it go between his legs, but fortunately for the Panthers, it's over the end line, and the touchback got a good 52-yard effort from punter Greg Ganser, but a great return of 24 yards by Cedric Allen. Florida State set up their touchdown drive. 7 plays. It covered 36 yards. Pitt with a first and 10 now at its own 20. Marino, the quarterback, with a flanker right in Dwight Collins. Short pocket pass. Collins wide open, drops the ball. It's second down. He heard the footsteps from quarterback Harvey.
Their offense has had nothing but trouble. First in the North Carolina game.
Second and 10. Marino with an eye formation. Split end left is Dawkins. The tailback, Brian Thomas. Not much room. Florida State's defense has it pretty well figured out. And Brian Williams makes the tackle for the Seminoles. Third down and 10. Florida State defensively has Dave Ponder, the middle guard. Alfonso Carricker is the right defensive tackle. Brad Fojic is the left defensive tackle. Brian Williams at one end. The other end, Allendale Campbell, is out of the ball game now, and they've got a linebacker playing out there. That's Kim Mack coming in to play defensive end. Rowe and Young are the linebackers for Florida State. Pitt with a third and 10 and its own 20. Marino with a deep drop this time. Surveys the field. The pass caught by Dawkins, and then they say no, he didn't hold it long enough. It's incomplete. A great hit by Brian McQuarrie, the safety, the free safety for Florida State. Knocked the ball loose, incomplete, and the Panthers have to punt again.
Florida State loading up the secondary, rushing only 2 men. Yet the receiver was free, but what a hit. Ouch, he can't hold on. Good hit by McQuarrie.
Talk about good hits. A great punt by Greg Ganser. Has Cedric Jones giving ground again. No wall this time, and he goes down at his own 25-yard line under a swarm of white-shirted Panther tacklers. Spearheaded that time downfield under that punt by a very aggressive kick coverage unit. And I'm talking about Mark Roller, the linebacker, the walk-on from Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania. And also Art Lowry, the junior college transfer from Scottsdale Community College in Arizona. He's a native of Navasota, Texas. Lowry making the tackle. Line of scrimmage is called the 26 now, so Florida State leading 7-0 as a first and 10 from their own 26. Williams the quarterback, Greg Allen the tailback, Burnett is the fullback. And this time Ricky Williams gets through for yardage with a deep left and a deep right, and downfield he goes for a first down out to the 40-yard line. Riding him on his back, Pete Short just couldn't pull him down, and finally a 14-yard gain for the Seminoles of Florida State, and Ricky Williams, the tailback, gets the first down.
Well, Ricky Williams is only 170 pounds or so, but Bobby Bowden, his coach, says he is one tough baby and perhaps the best blocker among the tailbacks, although he doesn't have to do much blocking as a tailback.
Ricky Williams, a good day last week. Both tailbacks had over 90 yards. The win against Cincinnati for Florida State. Rolling off play action. The pass is complete to Zeke Mowat, the tight end, near the 50-yard line. He's out of bounds at his own 48. Florida State coming up with some big plays in the early going. It's very easily explained why they have a 7-0 lead midway through the first quarter.
Where Williams drilling it in there to Mowat. Williams now 4 for 10 for a total of 40 yards throwing the football.
Second down and 2 now. Florida State at its own 48-yard line. Greg makes one tackle and gets the first down into Pitt territory at the 46-yard line. Greg Allen, as we said before, is listed at 200 pounds, but you look at him and you know he's a solid 210 at least. Strong youngster.
Well, number 56, Chris Dolman, Pitt's drop end, horse-collared Greg Allen. But the ball is out at the 48-yard line as Florida State continues to move it.
Florida first for the Florida State, 1st and 10 at the Panther. We'll call it the 46-yard line. Blair Williams after the play action fake, and the man was open, but he threw the pass too tall. Hassan Jones, the freshman wide receiver.
Very likable gent with a good sense of humor, but he can give him the old fiery talk.
They played the theme from Rocky III, the Eye of the Tiger, all week long in the dressing room. Draw play. And with the football is Ken Burnett, the fullback, and he picks his way and still on his feet. He gets the first down into the Pitt 35-yard line. The Panthers are not tackling well tonight. That's pretty obvious in the first quarter.
Yes, indeed. And those draw plays have made the Pitt Panthers tentative. They've accomplished their purpose.
Tommy Flynn had a shot. Michael Woods slipped off. Down he goes finally. Pete Short got there.
Take a look at it from yet another angle.
Burnett getting down to the Panther 35-yard line. So that was a pickup of 11 yards. 1st and 10, Florida State. Leading by 7 and looking for more. Fake the draw play this time, and the pass misfires incomplete. J.C. Pelusi got right up in Blair Williams' face. The intended receiver, Jesse Hester, had no chance at all. Good pressure from the Panthers' J.C. Pelusi, the middle guard from Youngstown Cheney. He's 6'1", 251 pounds, number 52.
Williams now 4 for 12, not a very good percentage, batting .333. Last year he got into the Pitt game. He was not the starting quarterback, but he completed 12 out of 19 against the Panthers. Had a good day, 158 yards.
And last week against Cincinnati, Williams was 16 for 21. This time he gives the ball. Billy Allen, a tailback, can't get outside the Panther pursuit, and he'll take a loss on the play. Line of scrimmage originally was the 35. Rick Cranack made the stop for Pitt, number 55, the Panther linebacker on that side. Panthers strung it out very well. Loss of 3 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 13 at the 38-yard line. Florida State leading. That's right, it'll be 3rd down because there was an incompleted pass. Thank you very much. Our spotters right on the scene. George Levy helping to spot the Florida State Seminoles, and Don DeBlasio spotting the Pitt Panthers for us tonight. 3rd down, 13. Williams with a man in his face, and he gets it to Billy Allen. Allen's open, needs a block. Almost gets it, but he gets the first down deep in Pitt territory at the 13-yard line. Ken Burnett with that football rolling forward and fought his way for a big first down. Play carried from the 38 down to the Panther 13.
Well, Williams will just slip Burnett out of the backfield. Bobby Bowden was saying the other day that ex-fullbacks don't do much anymore. You hardly ever have them do anything but block, but he uses this Burnett. He used him as a pass receiver there, and last week against Cincinnati, I do believe he had him carry the football about 18 times.
They place the football at the 14-yard line, so that's a 24-yard gain. Williams to Burnett. Williams again, and at the goal line, the intended receiver, Dennis McKinnon, runs into contact, and the Panther gets up slowly. Providing the contact was Panther cornerback Troy Hill. Hill gets up slowly, but he's going to be okay. McKinnon got up a little quicker. They'll set up a 2nd down and 10. Florida State leading 7-0 is driving on Pitt and has the ball at the 14-yard line. Tom McCormick is the Florida State center. The guards, Jamie Dukes to the right side, Ricky Runder to the left side, Jim Thompson, the tackle, to the left side, and Terry Widner, tackle to the right side. And another draw play, and this time it is Greg Allen, and he doesn't have much running room. A couple of yards forward to about the 12, possibly the 11-yard line. 4:49 on a first quarter turning clock. Florida State with 7 and driving for more. Bill Moss made the tackle for Pitt with help from his offside tackle, Dave Pizzoli.
Moss moving in there in the nick of time, else once again the Seminoles hurt the Panthers with that draw play. They've got to close that off.
At the 12-yard line, 3rd down and 8. Florida State at the right side of the field as you see it to the right. Williams for the end zone. We've got a slip, and the pass is incomplete. The intended goal of the year, a 27-yarder. This will be held by Kelly Lowry at the 19. Call this a 29-yard attempt. Angle left to right. Hall hits it. Straight and true, and Florida State gets a couple of nothing. Nell Stone, a freshman from Bethel Park, along with Timmy Lewis, who's going to field his short kickoff at his own 6-yard line. Behind the wedge, 15, and he breaks it open at the 25 to 30, the 40. Another good stiff arm by Timmy Lewis, and the Panthers get a big kick return from Tim Lewis, the youngster from Percy, Pennsylvania. He is tackled in Florida State territory and knocked out of bounds at the 43-yard line by strong safety Larry Harris and cornerback Gary Henry, members of that Florida State coverage unit. Let's take a look and see the wedge that really pops Timmy Lewis open for the big return.
Darnell Stone breaking up that alley. He'll put a good move on Rendina, the kicker, right there at the 40-yard line, and brings it down to the 42 of Florida State.
That's where the Panthers have it. The crowd again tries to become the 12th man on the field. They are vociferous. And the Panthers run into a wall, and down goes Brian Thomas. Dave Ponder, the middle guard, put the hit on him and knocked him off his feet for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10. Marino trying to get the running game going, but Florida State, much credit to the Seminole defense. Dave Ponder, the middle guard, Carricker and Kojic, the tackles. The end now is Garth Jacks, a freshman from Houston, Texas. At one side, Kim Mack, a junior from Lake City, Florida, at the other side. Marino with a 2nd and 10 at the 42 of Florida State. The Panthers trailing 10-0. Marino over the middle. A man is open with the football and the reception. Dwight Collins has a first down at the Florida State 21-yard line. Harvey Clayton, the cornerback, was trying to provide coverage, but that good speed and that great athletic ability of Dwight Collins got him open for the big gainer from the 42 down to the 21, a 21-yard gain.
So Collins finds the seam in that heavily populated secondary. Florida State emulating North Carolina, where Dick Crum devised a defense against Marino. 8 men playing in the secondary.
Flanker left this time as Collins. Dawkins, the split end right. And that's Brian Thomas getting a block from Fade outside, but not much running room. And on second effort, he gets to the 20-yard line, and markers are down. Alfonso Carricker, the right defensive tackle for Florida State, and linebacker Ken Rowe, who's kind of like the defensive quarterback for the Noles, made the tackle on the play. He had 16 tackles, number 38 Rowe, against Cincinnati in that squeaker of a win 2 weeks ago. A holding call, or a mask call, face mask, against Florida State is the preliminary signal from referee Tommy Miller of the Southern Independents. It's got to be hot on that Panther bench tonight. Panthers have a couple of fans at both ends of the bench. So does Florida State. The mask officially is the penalty against Florida State. It's a big gainer for the Panthers. It'll go half the distance to the 11-yard line.
Pitt trailing 10-0. And
Miller explained it was not an intentional face mask.
But it is first down at the 15.
1st and 5 at the 15. After the penalty for face masking. And the Panthers with Brian Thomas downing the eye. Second man through, gets a couple of good yards into about the 12-yard line with the entire middle of that Florida State defense. Dave Ponder, the middle guard, the tackle at a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 3. The Panthers at the 13-yard line of Florida State, trailing 10-0. 2:20 left of the first quarter. Flanker left is Collins. Split end to the boundary. Julius Dawkins on the right side. Trying to slant. There's not much running room for Brian Thomas, and he's going to lose some yardage. Back out to the 22-yard line. Alfonso Carricker made the big defensive play for Florida State.
Good, strong defense by the Florida State Seminoles. And Danny Marino has got to get his passing game going, it would appear, to open up the running game. Pitt came into this ball game feeling that they could run against Florida State, I do believe. But the Florida State Seminoles are playing tough defense. Brian Thomas, now 5 carries.
Down. We'll call it 9 to go for a first down. Big play for Pitt. Marino says, I can't hear. And now we have an indication for delay of game against the Panthers. That was the indication from referee Tommy Miller that we had a delay of game. Now I think the other officials are saying, hey, the kid asked for time. Gets the explanation from referee Miller of the Southern Independence.
And we've got a split crew here tonight. 3 officials from the southern region and 3 northern officials. The last time Pitt played here, they were not at all happy with the refereeing, and they made that known when this
15-yard line. Now they have a 3rd and 14 at the 25. Marino to Brian Thomas, but he's hit hard and brought down by linebacker Ken Rowe. Big defensive play for the Seminole defense. He had gotten Thomas open. Eric Schubert will be trying to kick the field goal. He is the soccer-style kicker. The hold by Danny Daniels. This will be a 40-yard attempt. Schubert hits the crossbar and goes over. The field goal is good. That's as close as you can come. If we get a replay on this, it's as close as you can come and still be successful.
I didn't think it was going to make it, Bill. So the Panthers get a break and they get on the scoreboard. Here's the replay. Let's look at it. It's going to have just enough gas. A little wide, a little right. Boom. And goes forward, and the Pitt Panthers have 3 points. So they trail the 4 to...
At training camp this summer, he borrowed Snuffy Everett's shoe. Snuffy, of course, the straight-on kicker. And he kicked a 60-yarder in practice straight on. He's got a mighty leg, that young man from New Jersey. Eric Schubert. Greg Allen will be one of the deep men for Florida State. Billy Allen, who's also listed at 200 pounds, is back there, along with Ricky Williams. They've got blazing speed on the Florida State Seminole return teams. Schubert with a kick. Ranging under it at the 4-yard line is Greg Allen. Needs an opening. Gets it at the 20, 25, 30. Markers are down everywhere. There's one down at the 43, and there's a marker down back at the 25-yard line. So let's see what...
You ought to see a kid named come by for a tryout when I get out.
Holding call against the 7. 1st and 10. Florida State from their own 16-yard line. Williams wants to put it up right away. And the man is open on the far side of the field for the first down. Hassan Jones pulls it in near the 30-yard line and is out of bounds immediately. Actually, out near the 34-yard line is where they finally spot the football.
Well, you see, by making the draw work effectively earlier in the ball game, Williams can now fake that draw and find his receiver open because the Pitt pass
right side in place of Troy Hill. Williams wants it. A home run shot for Tony Johnson is incomplete. Florida State with a 2nd and 10 at their own 34. Blair Williams off a play-action fake. Wants another long sideline pass. A big scramble for the ball. It's incomplete on the far side. Timmy Lewis is getting a breather because they worked on Lewis very early and very often. Williams on 3rd and 10. Pass almost intercepted at the 50-yard line. Intended for Tony Johnson. Troy Hill made a good break on the ball and almost picked it off. Florida State on 4th down has the punting team on. 10-3. Florida State leads it early 2nd quarter. Kelly Lowry is the punter. Inheriting the job done so well for the past 4 years by Ron Stark, who's now kicking for the Baltimore Colts in the National Football League. Line of scrimmage, a 34-yard line. On 4th down, Lowry gets it away. It's a wobbly kick. Panthers signal for the fair catch and get it at the 34-yard line.
Reno has thrown 5 times, completed 2 for 24 yards, but Williams's throws, his completions did come at opportune moments during a touchdown drive.
The Panthers with a 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line will have to deal with adversity. This crowd is really a factor. Brian Thomas with a good second effort. Did he pick his way masterfully out across the 40-yard line to the 43 for good yardage, about 8 yards before safety Brian McCrary made the stop on the play. There are the stats in the first quarter, and the first downs tell the story. Completely dominated by Florida State. Time of possession dominated. Each team had 1 turnover, but look at the total yardage, 146 to 21. That's the story. That's why the Seminoles lead it 10-3 early 2nd quarter. Panthers with a second and about 1 at the 44-yard line. Marlon McIntyre, 50-45, breaks the tackle at the 40 and charges for the big first down to the Florida State 33. Marlon McIntyre, the sophomore from Bell Vernon High School, behind the blocking of Rob Fada, Jimbo Covert, and Jim Sweeney. Larry Harris, the strong safety, was completely faked out on the play, and McIntyre got by him, and McCrary and Clayton made the stop.
McIntyre running hard, breaking tackles both at the line of scrimmage and in the secondary, and carrying the ball to the 34-yard line of Florida State.
22-yard gain for Big Mac. First and 10 at the 34. Marino, quick pass, complete. Far sideline, out of bounds on the play with the football on the far side of the field. Pulling it in was tailback Brian Thomas, knocked out of bounds by linebacker Tommy Young of Seminoles. Let's take a look at it. Marino puts a little mustard on this ball as Thomas comes out of the backfield.
Brian Thomas is a pretty good pass catcher. He has mentioned to Danny Marino that he wants to save the skin on his hands for other purposes, and would he kindly times not scorch that ball so hard, but he's a good receiver.
Second and 6 at the Florida State 30. Crowd chanting defense. Marino with a play action rollout. The pass is incomplete at the 20-yard line. Diving for the reception was John Brown. Couldn't make it. John Brown, the tight end.
Away from Danny Marino, and Pitt has an outstanding core of wideouts, and John Brown himself a good one.
You hear the crowd. Third and 6. McIntyre. Good blocking. McIntyre will be short of the first down, but he gets to the 25-yard line. Brad Fosdick made the stop on the play, the tackle for Florida State.
So Marino now going to his fullback, Marlon McIntyre, a fellow who built himself up in the offseason to about 217 pounds. He had been about a 200-pounder. He's now on 3 carries, has gained 30 yards.
You see it, 4th and 1 at the 25-yard line. Marino looks at referee Tommy Miller and says we can't hear.
Coach Fazio with a little conference on the sideline. We've got 4th down.
Play of game penalty. And I'm sure that's what the Panthers are complaining
Now here they go, 4th and 1.
4th and 1 at the 25-yard line. Now they go to single setback. And the single setback gets the call. Does he make it? That's the question. It appears as though he did, but a good, strong tackle by Ken Rowe. The man with the football was Brian Thomas, I believe.
Ken Rowe is a first-class linebacker for the Seminoles, and he did put a hard hit on McIntyre, almost up.
McIntyre gives the Panthers a 1st and 10 at the Florida State 24. Now the umpire is drawn in to check the placement of the football, and we'll have another conference. They didn't like the ball, so they're going to get a new one. Again, Ken Rowe, the linebacker, signaling for help from the Florida State fans. Marino with an eye formation. Collins flanker right. Dawkins split end left. 1st and 10. Pitt at the Florida State 24. Thomas with a hole. Thomas spinning, twisting down to the 16-yard line. Linebacker Tommy Young got his leg, but Brian Thomas, he calls himself the BT Express, the senior from Oberlin, Ohio, with a fine run.
Thomas getting good blocking on the left side there from Ron Sams, the left guard. So the ball is advanced to the 17-yard line, and the Pitt offense is moving.
2nd down and 3. Interesting play call situation for Dan Marino, the Panthers senior quarterback. At the 17-yard line, Marino on 2nd and 3 wants a pass. Flare pass, McIntyre, and Mack gets to the 6-yard line. The sophomore is upended there by Tommy Young and Larry Harris. Young a linebacker, Harris the strong safety, and Marlon McIntyre rambles forward. Another Big Mac. Randy McMillan was Big Mac 1, and this is Big Mac 2.
Marino sending both backs downfield. Thomas going down the middle and cutting toward the sidelines. And then Marlon McIntyre filling in the middle and he turned out to be the man Marino chose.
First and goal at the 7-yard line, and a timeout is indicated by Florida State with 11:17 to go in the second quarter. There's a here in the second quarter with 11:17 remaining. Bill Hillgrove along with Myron Cope high atop Doak Campbell Stadium viewing the action here. And in an exciting ball game, Florida State with a 10-3 lead. The Panthers trying to move into tie, have a first and goal at the 7-yard line. Single setback behind Dan Marino is Marlon McIntyre. Mack gets the call straight ahead, still on his feet, and plows forward to the 2-yard line. Good blocking up front. Jim Sweeney, Ron Sands. Left side, Rob Fada just drove the Florida State defensive wall forward. And they'll mark the ball just about the 3-yard line.
This drive started back at the Pitt 34, and perhaps surprisingly, the fuel for this drive has been the fullback, Marlon McIntyre. McIntyre, 5 carries for 36 yards.
Second and goal at the 3-yard line. Power I backfield. They shift out of that and have a wingback to the right in Dwight Collins. And he goes in motion. Reverse motion. Roll out. Marino. End zone. It is out of bounds. Dwight Collins caught it across the boundary marker. Harvey Clayton, the cornerback, was beaten on the play, but the Panthers couldn't keep the ball on the field of play.
Well, they would.
The attendance tonight, 56,236, a record crowd. Marlon McIntyre for the Panther touchdown. Big Mac off the left side, the weak side, and he got into the end zone. Marlon McIntyre
Hitting up the middle. Little move to the outside, slashes through there and scores for Pitt. So the Panthers now trail 10-9 with 10:27 remaining in the second period.
Very
Jim Covert.
active. Myron, excuse me, very active in that pile was Jimbo Covert. He was blocking a couple of folks. Panthers driving. 11 plays covering 65 yards. Schubert to try the extra point. The kick by Eric Schubert. We'll be right back after this. Who tacked on the important extra point that has tied this game, drives Billy Allen deep into his own end zone. McIntyre, I think he had something like 37 of the 65 yards.
Yes, that's about it, Bill. 36 to be exact.
Let's see what Blair Williams, the senior quarterback for the Seminoles, does. First and 10 at his own 20-yard line. On the sweep, Ricky Williams looking for an alley. It's not there. The Panther defense strings it out very well. I think Williams may have gotten a yard. Tackle Dave Pizzoli was there to put the wrap on him, along with linebacker Rick Cranack.
Well, the defense got a good rest during that long Pitt drive, so perhaps they're a little more active now as they come back out on the field. And incidentally, Pitt announced just before the ball game that the Pitt-West Virginia game on October 2nd is a sellout.
Bill Moss made a fine job of containment there on that play. Second down, we'll call it 9. With the football on the draw play, Ricky Williams. And he is strung out to the sideline, but he picks up about 3 yards. Cedric Jones, not Ricky Williams, that was Cedric Jones with the football, the sophomore from Valdosta, Georgia, trying to slip outside. Panther offensive line with a good job on the drive. Jimbo Covert nearest you. Tony Magnelli right next to him. Bill Fralick out beyond him. Getting a well-deserved rest. Now the Panthers make a couple of defensive substitutions. Out of the ball game at nose guard is J.C. Pelusi, and in is Rob Shilkin, the freshman from Mount Lebanon. Timmy Lewis comes back on at right quarterback, and Weatherspoon goes out. Florida State now with a 3rd down and 6 at the 24-yard line. Williams faking the draw play. Evading the pressure. Stepping out. Open man. That is Burnett, the fullback. Trips out of one tackle and gets close to first down yardage. It will be awfully close.
All of the receiver's shoes, as you'll see, well, it might have turned into a sizable gain. Benson staying right with him.
It's not enough. It's 4th down, and punter Kelly Lowry is on. Not much of a rush, and he gets it away. It's a wobbly short kick. The Panthers come up to meet it with a fair catch at the 42-yard line by Tommy Flynn.
Favorite by slightly over a touchdown. But Florida State, mind you, has a win streak going, 16 consecutive wins in night games played here. Sort of an exotic record, a night game record, but 16 in a row. Here goes Pitt.
And it's on 41. Good run on first down by Marlon McIntyre. Oh, Joe McCall is the tailback in there now. The 6'1" junior from Miami, Florida. So the Panthers doing liberal substitution on offense. Brian Thomas gets a blow, and Joe McCall gets the call and gets pretty good yardage out to the 47-yard line. Call that a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4. McIntyre trying to string it out. He can't turn the corner. He gets maybe 2 yards to the 49-yard line. Forced out of bounds by John McClain, the defensive right end for Florida State.
On a very still, humid night in Tallahassee, we're now getting a bit of a breeze, which I suppose would be welcome to the Pitt Panthers, who, of course, came out tonight for their warm-ups wearing T-shirts only. Obviously, the weather conditions on their minds.
3rd down, 2. Pitt at its own 49-yard line. 10-10 tie, 2nd quarter. Marino with play action. Open wide. 1st down, Julius Dawkins. He wants more. At the 45-yard line, they string it out. He can't get any more. He loses the football. Fortunately, it's out of bounds. The Panthers hold on and have a 1st down in Florida State territory at about the 36-yard line. Harvey Clayton made the pop on the play that jarred the ball loose. Had help from linebacker Prince Matt.
Number 48.
The ball at the 36-yard line. A good 1st down gain on the...
And run toward the sideline sort of at half speed, running along with Harvey Clayton, a defensive back, hoping to put a burst on Clayton, but Clayton staying with him, and eventually Dawkins is surrounded.
15-yard gain to Dawkins. 1st and 10 at the 36, and that's McCall. And he's hit hard out of bounds on the far side of the field, and the markers fly. Late hit out of bounds. Gary Henry, the quarterback, knocked the ball carrier, the receiver, McCall, out of bounds, and then somebody else came along and made what appears to be a late hit. Let's see what the call is from referee Tommy Miller. It happened right in front of the Panther bench.
Even so, that's not all that big a total. He's thrown for 56 yards.
The penalty is marked off, much to the chagrin of the 56,236 loyalists here rooting for Florida State. Very nice way to cool off on a hot evening. Timmy Lewis and Ray Witherspoon enjoying the fans. A big gain on the penalty. Joe McCall at the 5 and down to the 3-yard line. Jackrabbit Joe, the youngster from Miami, who had family make the trip up to Miami to watch him play tonight. And when he gets the call, he uses it all.
Oh, McCall had a lot of running room here, and he was coming hard. And Ken Rowe, the linebacker at the 10-yard line, could not stop him. So McCall was down to the 4-yard line.
15-yard gain for Joe McCall. Pitt shifts out of the power eye. Collins, the wingback. From the 4-yard line. Collins in motion. Against the motion. Into the end zone for the Panther touchdown is fullback Marlon McIntyre. And the Panthers take the lead.
Well, Pitt's ball carriers, Marlon McIntyre and Joe McCall, they've been something since the Panthers have come to life. Marlon McIntyre twisting and stomping his way into the end zone, and Pitt has taken the lead.
Panthers started in excellent field position at their 41-yard line. Eric Schubert trying his 2nd extra point of the night. Bangs it home. And the Panthers take a 17-10 lead. We'll be right back after. Pitt fans are reminded that tickets for all future Panther home games except West Virginia Notre Dame can be ordered at any Equibank office, Gate 1 of Pitt Stadium, the 9th floor of Kaufman's downtown, or by calling the Pitt Ticket office, 624-4601. You can use your Visa or MasterCharge. The Panthers have taken the 17-10 lead. Eric Schubert's kickoff is a knuckleball, and it's tough to field, but Billy Allen wants to bring it out. 10, 15, hold of the 20, out to the 24-yard line. Fine kickoff return for Billy Allen, 225 pounds. He's also the Florida State Seminole punter. There you see the Panther touchdown drive. The offensive line doing a masterful job for Pitt.
Yes, indeed. And McIntyre, of course, has scored both of the Panther touchdowns on short bursts.
Line of scrimmage, the 24-yard line, 1st down. High slot left for quarterback Kelly Lowry. Got a mix-up back there, but the straight-ahead play by fullback Ken Vermette does not get anywhere, and the Panthers are right there to stop it. Yogi Jones, a Panther right linebacker, number 59 from Ringgold High School, helping to make the tackle for Pitt, along with J.C. Pelosi and Bill Moss.
Kelly Lowry, a Husky quarterback, 6'1", 223 pounds, a junior out of Lake City, Florida.
No gain on the play, second down and 10. Panthers dig in. High flanker left. Pitch back toward the flanker. Panthers try to string it out. Ricky Williams fights his way forward for a couple of yards. Out across the 25 to the 26. Quarterback Timmy Lewis in run support, making the defensive play for the Panthers. Clock winds down to 6 minutes left of the second quarter. The Panthers lead 17-10.
Deep pitch to Williams. But there appears to be...
He showed the change of direction when he possesses. Third down, 7 at the 27. Lowry wants to pass. And it's complete to the fullback, Ken Burnett. A good job of faking out a couple of Panther tacklers. And he gets the Florida State first down. Dave Pizzoli finally made the tackle for Pitt with help from free safety Tommy Flynn. But a good job by the fullback that time of faking out tacklers along the way.
Just let the Pitt defense come. Let the pass rush come. So that's twice tonight that they've used Burnett, the fullback, as a receiver. Florida State with the ball at their 39-yard line.
Burnett picks up 11 yards on the pass play and a first down for Florida State. Option play for Kelly Lowry. And he finally pitches it back and they're off to the races with the football. Ricky Williams. And he's finally knocked out of bounds on the far side of the field. Ricky Williams smelled pay dirt that time, but Tommy Flynn, the Panther free safety, saved the day for Pitt. But it's still a good gain on the option with quarterback Kelly Lowry pitching the ball actually after he was upfield.
Well, I think Bobby Bowden pulled one out of his sleeve here. And he has been known to be a coach who will try to come up with a surprise. And you had to know that that man was expected. Williams was expected there by the quarterback.
30-yard gain for number 44, Ricky Williams, who dots the Florida State eye. This time the give is to the up back, Ken Burnett, the fullback, and he plows straight ahead for Joe Nonchak to his left and Bob Davie to his right. There's the Florida State bench with Coach Bobby Bowden, the quarterback coach Mike Kruzik. The ball is placed at the 29-yard line. A gain of 3. It's second down and 7. Florida State driving with the Pitt 29. The Panthers lead 17-10 on the scoreboard. Option to the left this time. Panthers string it out. With the football is Ricky Williams, and down he goes. Yogi Jones made the tackle, but Tommy Flynn, Michael Woods, and Pete Short helped to string it out that time. Yogi Jones finally brought the man down. Along the line of scrimmage for no gain, it's third down and 7. 4:12 left of the second quarter. The clock is turning at this moment.
Tommy Flynn not being surprised by this option play, coming up on the outside and closing that off, so he read the play well.
Flanker to the right is Tony Johnson. They split a man to the left side. Hassan Jones out of the I formation. Lowry with a draw play, and it's smelled. Ricky Williams runs into the waiting arms of Bill Moss for no gain on the play. They have lost a half yard. That'll bring up fourth down for Florida State. Trailing this contest,
Bill Moss had played a tremendous game against North Carolina, and I want to play a lot of ball, and he does.
Florida State wants to go for it on 4th and 9. Panthers with a nickel defense. Lowry out of the pocket. Gets the pass downfield. It is complete at the 16-yard line. What a catch by Dennis McKinnon, because he was hit hard by Pete Short, and he maintained possession of the football.
Bill Moss putting good pressure on the quarterback, almost getting to him. And a Pitt defensive back playing the interception, as you can see. The safety man coming up, Tim Lewis, but not getting there in time. So Florida State has a first down at the 16. They trail 17-10 late in the second period.
15-yard pickup. Lowry to McKinnon. First and 10 at the 16. With a draw play. Forward, Ricky Williams. And he gets inside the 15 to the 14-yard line, where Rick Cranack, the Panther linebacker, made the stop on the play with help from his other linebacker, Yogi Jones. Jeff Bowden, the coach's son, had come into the game for one play and now comes off the field. He's a wide receiver.
And speaking of the coach's son, Jack Nicklaus's son, Steve, who sometimes did it, but he didn't get there, so Florida State is threatening.
Flanker to the short side is Tony Johnson. Hassan Jones split end left. Florida State with a 2nd and 8 at the 14. Pitch back. And there's an opening at the 10 for Ricky Williams at the 5, and he's knocked down at the 4-yard line. He gets a 1st and goal for Florida State.
Was dead asleep on this one. Now look at that running room. Well, you don't get to look at it. But Florida State down at the Pitt 4-yard line.
And an injured player in
Ricky Williams driving down that sideline. He's now got 66 yards on 9 carries.
David Williams, Seminoles. Right side of the field is to the left. Lowry rolls that way and missing in the end zone. The intended receiver had gotten a step on the defender. That's fullback Ken Burnett. But the pass was just a bit wide. Dan Short was close to him.
Fire again here.
2 tight ends. The flanker left is McKinnon on 2nd and goal at the 4. That is Ricky Williams. Needs a block. Gets down to about the 1-yard line. The Panthers stopped him short of the goal line. A good tackle by Dan Short and Yogi Jones. But Florida State now will have a 3rd and goal from just outside the 1.
Little toss to Williams. Getting good blocking off that left side and running hard. Down to the 1.
Flanker right. Ricky Williams. And he gets into the end zone with great second effort. The Panthers appeared to have him stopped at the goal line, but he drove forward and got the score. Chris Dolman had a shot at him, but couldn't keep him out of the end zone. And Florida State has a chance to tie the game or go ahead if they decide to try for 2, which I doubt at this point.
Well, Troy Hill tried to stop him at the goal line. He'd been tripped up at the 3, but he...
The kick is up, and the game is tied. 17-17. Panthers have their regular kick return team on the field. Philip Hall says, I'm ready for play, and he pop kicks it. And the Panthers get it at the 25. Rich Dukovich comes out to the 30-yard line, and he's dropped immediately. Tommy Young made the hit on the play. And the Panthers with Rich Dukovich, the youngster from Bethel Park, pulling in that short pop kick of Philip Hall. So the Panthers will be starting from the 30-yard line. In the Cincinnati game, I believe the Bearcats at least once, Myron, fair caught the kickoff. The same type by Hall.
Was that right? Well, what do you think? Probably means very little.
He's got receivers everywhere, and he's going to throw it. Dan Marino, wide open. John Brown can't hold on at the 42-yard line. Juggled the ball, then was hit by cornerback Harvey Clayton. The nickel defense had gotten spread that time. Brown was wide open, but just couldn't hold on. The clock stops on the incompletion with 50 seconds left of the 2nd quarter. Tie game 17-17.
Pitt would have had the ball down around the Florida State 40-yard line had John Brown hung on, and perhaps with another decent gain or 2 could have gotten a field goal before the gun ending the first half. But here they are, 2nd and 10 at their 30.
Double flanker. Pop pass. Brian Thomas spins out of one man's control and gets out to the 40-yard line. Tommy Young put the wraps on him. And of Schubert. Marino with a hurry-up offense. Safety valve, Marlon McIntyre. Can't get around his man. We've got a marker down at the 50-yard line. Larry Harris made the tackle. And the marker's down at midfield, stopping the clock at 23 seconds left of the 2nd quarter. Here comes referee Tom Miller of the Southern Independents to indicate a holding call against Pitt. Panthers have 3 timeouts remaining, and now the clock winds down to 17, 16, down to 14 seconds. Marino with a draw play, and the Panthers will just be content to wind out the 2nd quarter of action. Marlon McIntyre gets absolutely nowhere. The Pitt Panthers 17. The Seminoles of Florida State 17. With that option attack that they've gone to, and say that can they operate that effectively in the rainfall?
Well, you not only have a heavy rain falling, Bill, but you've got a lot of wind with it. So the conditions here appear as though they're going to be turbulent. You know, it's going to be a problem to these football teams if it continues this way. You have that rain sort of sliding across the field. And
the weatherman just moved in and took over, and that's the way it is. There was some lightning in the distance. I haven't noticed any sparklers near the stadium proper. Mike Rendina getting set to kick off for Florida State. Stone and Lewis deep for the Panthers, but this will be one of those pop kicks. And it'll be fielded, not fielded so well, at the 10-yard line. Coming forward with that football for the Panthers on the kick return team is Todd Marigus. Todd Marigus gets out and gets it to only the 16-yard line. And so that's where the Panthers operate, and they'll be going into the teeth for the Florida State Seminoles, and it is just one big sheet of rain right now at Tallahassee. 16-yard line. The Panthers have it 1st and 10. Marino out of the I formation, slot right. Quick toss to the slot man. Dwight Collins tries to go outside. Nothing there. And he'll be hit and hit hard, but he'll pick up about 5 yards on the play. Out to the 20, possibly the 21. Garth Jacks, a defensive end for Florida State, makes the tackle on the play. So the Panthers come out with that short pop pass to the slot man off to the right side, Dwight Collins.
Julius Dawkins alongside him. You'll see him come into the picture trying to give him a block, but Collins is surrounded, has no place to go. But it is a first down for the Pitt Panthers.
To the 26-yard line. Dwight Collins with 10 yards on the reception. The Panthers get a quick first down. Slot left this time, and the rain's even harder. And the give is to the fullback, Marlon McIntyre, and he plows out to about the 29-yard line, where again Garth Jacks, J-A-X, the defensive end for Florida State, made the stop. The lightning very visible in the distance. Big Mac behind the blocking there off the right side, gets a couple of yards. Ball is spotted at just about, we'll call it the 30-yard line. So that'll be a gain of around 4 yards, be 2nd down and 6. High flanker left is the formation. Brian Thomas got a block, went outside and got to the 35, almost to first down territory. At the 36, he may be inches shy. Linebacker Kenny Rowe made the stop with help from Harvey Clayton, who really put a hit on Brian Thomas.
Well, the Florida defense playing the right defensive end, I believe that's Brian Williams, and they're playing him off the line, and Pitt put blockers on him heavily there so that Brian Thomas had some pretty decent running room off that left side. It's now 3rd down, a yard to go for the Panthers at their 35-yard line.
And it's not quite a yard, it's about the length of the football, maybe half a yard. On 3rd down, Marino to his tailback Thomas. Through the hole, he gets the first down out to the 40 to the 41-yard line. Good hole on the left side. Center Jim Sweeney, guard Rob Fata, guard Ron Sams, and they cleared the way. Needed just about a half a yard and got that and more. Got about 4 plus. First down and 10, the Panthers in a 17-17 tie, 12:45 third quarter. The rain continues to pelt Doak Campbell Stadium. Calling it the 41-yard line, so we'll go with that. 1st and 10. Thomas trying to go outside, but the hole closes up. Ron Sams trying to clear the way, but a good defensive end on that side, Alan Dale Campbell. Very fine one from Perry, Florida, a 6'4", 240-pound junior. Number 90, Rob Fata, number 64 for Pitt. Number 75, Jimbo Covert making the stop, making the block that allowed the gain on the play out to about the 44-yard line.
The Florida coaches say that Alan Dale Campbell could be as good a defensive end, or at least as good a pass rusher as any in the country, but they sort of have to give him a kick in the rear end now and again.
The rain is unbelievable, and the wind picks up. Marino wants to throw into it. Pressure. The pass is to Brian Thomas, complete at midfield. With a great fake, he's at the 45, 40, 35, and knocked out of bounds at the Florida State 32-yard line by cornerback Harvey Clayton. The Panthers that time came up with a big offensive play in this unbelievable rainfall.
Oh, what a nice move by Thomas after he got that football. He caused 2 Florida State men, a defensive back and a linebacker, to run smack into each other in the middle of the ball field. Marino slips the pass rush. Dumps it to Thomas. Now 54, bam. Well, down in the corner of your screen, you saw him run into, well, I didn't catch his name, but
Back to live action to give up the middle of fullback Marlon McIntyre, and he has nowhere to go. He gets to about the 29-yard line. The officials working hard to keep the ball dry, trying to keep it covered with a towel. The rain here is unbelievable. We're in a monsoon. Make no mistake about that. And if you're wondering why we had some video breakup through this telecast, here's the reason. Second down, about 8. The Panthers to Brian Thomas, nowhere to go. The Florida State defense begins to stiffen.
And the Florida State defense did come into this ball game as a very suspect unit. And coming into the season, Bobby Bowden was very worried about that defense. They gave up 31 points to Cincinnati last week, but the defense was not entirely to blame for that. I believe it was offensive turnovers that accounted for a couple of Cincinnati touchdowns.
Florida State going to a 4-3 defense. They hide Kim Mack, a linebacker, right behind the nose guard. Now the Seminoles try to make a late change, and they won't have time. They tried to run number 84, Garth Jacks, onto the field as the Panthers broke the huddle. Now the Panthers will re-huddle, so Florida State gets a chance to bring some people into the game.
And now we're getting a cold shower in the booth.
It was about an hour ago, Myron, we complained about the heat, and now we're going to complain about getting wet. Third down, 6 at the 28-yard line. 17-17, third quarter time. Marino. Screen pass to the right side. There's Marlon McIntyre, and McIntyre gets the first down and more inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line. Ken Rowe, linebacker for Florida State, made a touchdown-saving tackle on the far sideline.
McIntyre had Rob faded the guard pulling and faded downfield blocking for him. As we look at it again, there's McIntyre digging, and you see Fada come across and remove the linebacker, or the cornerback rather, on the far side. So the Panthers at the 16-yard line, 1st and 10.
12-yard first down pass. Marino to McIntyre in the rain. This is 1st and 10 at the Florida State 16-yard line. The give to tailback Brian Thomas on his feet to the goal line, and the Panthers are in for the score. A 16-yard run for Brian Thomas, and the Panthers jump back on top in a hurricane here at Tallahassee.
Oh, just a heck of a run by Brian Thomas. They call him the BT Express. Look at him go. Takes 2 tacklers with him down to the goal line.
That indeed is the BT Express, and the Panthers on Brian Thomas' 16-yard run get into the end zone and lead this contest 16-10. And they drove the ball, Myron, they drove that ball 84 yards in a driving rainstorm.
Now did they signal? They didn't signal a score.
Yes, the referee on this side, the official on this side, signaled a touchdown. They're calling it down at the 1-yard line, at the goal line, inches away. So now Pitt is forced to call a timeout. So hold up on the touchdown. I saw one official signal TD. The official on this side of the field at the goal line signaled touchdown, but they take it away. There's a pause in the third quarter action. The score, Pitt's 17. Florino falls on it back at the 6-yard line. The Panthers maintain possession. So we'll take a look at the play. At the goal line, Marlon McIntyre is hit hard, and there's the ball. And there's Marino to save the Panthers, at least possession for Pitt. Now the Panthers have a 2nd down and goal from the 6. Loose football. The Panthers fortunately fall on it. I believe Brian Thomas got there first. The Panthers thought they were into the end zone. There was a signal of a touchdown. Then from the goal line, a fumble, and now a center exchange problem. And Marlon McIntyre falls on the ball for the Panthers.
Well, I don't think you're going to kick any long field goals in this stuff, Bill, so maybe you, Pitt can look at it from that rosier side of the coin. Namely, they're still down there close, and if they don't get in on this 3rd down and 6 play, well, they've got a fairly short field goal, but with this rain blowing into their face.
We'll call it the 6-yard line. On 3rd down and goal for the end zone. Intercepted. And Florida State on a touchback has possession. Listen to the crowd at Doak Campbell Stadium.
Well, Julius Dawkins went up in the air with Harvey Clayton, the little 5'9" defensive back, and the ball popped loose, deflected to a Florida State man. I did not catch, I believe it is...
Larry Harris, Myron.
Larry Harris,
who
all
pulled
right.
it in. And now Kelly Lowry will be the Florida State quarterback. Not known as an option quarterback, but he gave the Panthers problems in an earlier drive that tied the game. There's the replay. Dawkins got a piece of it. It's still in the air, and Harris falls under the ball. Florida State 1st and 10 at the Seminole 20-yard line in a tie game. Going to the pitch to Ricky Williams. And he finds a hole outside, and he gets out to the 25-yard line. A good 5-yard pickup for Ricky Williams. Dave Pizzoli helping to make the tackle on the play for Pitt. Also helping Tommy Flynn, the free safety. Panthers try to string it out, but finding the seam is Williams. Good change of direction, and he gets through there and gets the extra couple of yards. 5-yard gain. And a Panther is down on the play and injured at the 22-yard line.
Pitt trainers out attending to the injured Pitt Panther. I cannot make out his number. It's a little difficult in this wet stuff.
It appears to be a leg problem. Pitch back to Williams, but he's going to be hit for a loss on the play. Good defensive surge that time for the Panthers. Middle guard J.C. Pelusi. Also pressure from the outside. And they down the ball carrier, Ricky Williams, short of the line of scrimmage, a loss of 2. It'll be 3rd down. And let's say that it's going to be about 7.
Michael Woods broke through on that play. Pitt's very swift defensive end and very nearly tossed Williams for a
22-yard line. Kelly Lowry, the Seminole quarterback. On the naked bootleg, down he goes. Fine defensive play for the Panthers. Michael Woods was right on the play. The naked bootleg, the flow went to the right, Lowry went to the left, and Michael Woods came in and really made a big stop for Pitt, and the Florida State punt team is on. The most consistent, dependable Panther defensively. I would say that he and Rick Cranack are the 2 real Mr. Steadies of that Panther defense. Lowry, the punter, has a loose snap. Kick is blocked. It goes straight up in the air. Loose ball. They're fighting for it at the 5-yard line. And
I believe it was Michael Brooks who blocked the punt, and Art Lowry caught that football, picked it out of the air, and went in for the score.
A big defensive play. A bad snap for Kelly Lowry. He tries to get it away. And I think the kick hit the back of a Florida State blocker. And Lowry, number 90, reaches up with a teammate, pulls it in, and goes in for the score. Was Chris Dolman also around the football? I believe he was. The Panthers take the lead. Eric Schubert, out of the hold by Danny Daniels, will be trying the extra point. The conditions are deplorable, and that is an understatement. The rain is still very hard. Eric Schubert gets a good hold and a good snap from Tony Magnelli. Schubert puts it through, and the Panthers lead it 24-17. Here in the monsoon in the 3rd quarter with 6:06 left. There's a pause in the action with a score. Pitt 24, Lowry. Back to Ricky Williams. Finds a hole. Good dancing. Forward to the 25, 7 yards to the 27-yard line. Ricky Williams.
And, Bill, it is confirmed from the Pitt bench that it was Art Lowry. He scored the Pitt touchdown. The Panthers lead the Florida State Seminoles 24-7, and we've seen how the rain and the wind is now affecting this ball game.
Art Lowry, junior college transfer from Scottsdale Community College, which also sent a couple of players earlier to Pitt. I'm talking about Randy Cousins and Danny Fiddler. He's from Navasota, Texas. He gets the big score on the block punt. 2nd down and about 3 for Florida State. And with that football, Ricky Williams is upended as he's about to the 29-yard line, short of 1st down yardage, making the defensive play for Pitt, number 52, J.C. Pelusi, the last of the football Pelusis. Bill Moss helping on the stop as well.
And as I started to say, Bill, the ball obviously is wet, and I suppose that was the cause of the 2 Pitt fumbles inside the 5-yard line of Florida State, the Panthers falling on both of them. And I would suppose that the Florida State punter, not being able to hang on to that snap, could blame it on the wet ball. Williams, 15 carries, 82 yards.
Third down, about half a yard. Not even that, it's inches. Pitch back. Greg Allen got the first down and more in the driving rain. And he gets to the 35-yard line. Did the ball pop loose? That's the question. It is very difficult to tell from this vantage point with that driving rain to try to see through, but apparently Florida State holds on. Caesar Aldersert made the stop with help from Pete Short. Big bruising. Greg Allen, 210 pounds. Aldersert hits and the ball is loose, and fortunately for Florida State, it is Allen who got it back. First down. Florida State at its own 35-yard line. Lowry wants to put it up. Flare pass incomplete for Greg Allen. Threw it too tall. I wouldn't want to try to throw that. It's got to feel like a bar of soap in your hands right now, Myron.
I would suppose so.
The wind has died down a little bit, but we still have a driving rainstorm. 56,000 plus, a record crowd at Doak Campbell Stadium. Some of them, as a matter of fact, the left end zone is completely empty. The right end zone is half empty. Fans are ducking. Lowry. Mowat can't hold on. The tight end. Coverage on the far side by Panther linebacker Caesar Aldersert, the fine sophomore from Mount Lebanon. And Pete Short, the strong safety from Aliquippa. Bodes Fazio with a rain jacket. His Panthers leading 24-17 as the clock is stopped on the incompletion at 4:14 left of the third quarter. Don't go away. It's not over yet.
And as those receivers work the sidelines, they appear to need water skis. For that matter, we may need them before this is over.
It's almost a situation, Myron, where you feel more comfortable playing defense. Anything can happen with that slippery football. Third down and 10. Option with Lowry. Finds the crease. First down and more. Lowry. And Tommy Flynn knocks him out of bounds after a big gainer to the 37-yard line. The play covered from the 35 of Florida State.
They'll pick up 28 on the replay as well as on the live play.
Yeah.
Lowry rolling to his right. Just fakes the pass very slightly. Finds running room, and Tommy Flynn knocks him out of bounds.
Look at the puddle for the technician down on the field. Tell you what, I wouldn't want to be holding onto a wire in these sort of conditions. Florida State first and 10 at the Pitt 37-yard line. Nowhere to go for Ken Burnett, the fullback. J.C. Pelusi was there and put the wraps on him with help from linebacker Troy Benson, seeing some action in place of Yogi Jones. Benson, number 54, 6'2", 225-pound sophomore from Altoona Area High School. That may have been a gain of, no, we're going to call it no gain. Second down and 10. Florida State driving at the Pitt 37-yard line, trailing 24-17. Clock winds down to 3:30 left of the third quarter. Kelly Lowry, the big quarterback. Option pitch. Greg Allen beats one man, beats two. He's on his way down to the 21st down to about the 16-yard line. Tommy Flynn makes another saving tackle for the Panthers, but this option offense has got the Panther defense really spread sideline to sideline.
Well, Greg Allen really turns it on this play. He just turns that corner on sheer speed and brings that football down to the, well, where is it? The 17-yard line.
They're calling it the 17. That was a 20-yard pickup. Allen again. And this time the tackle is applied at about the 13-yard line by Pete Short, the strong safety for the Panthers. Lead blocker out in front of Allen. And he gets a couple of yards and then finally is upended by Pete Short with help from Troy Benson, who got him on top. Ball is marked down at the, we'll call it the 13-yard line, a gain of 4. Second down and 6. Florida State trailing by 7. 2:26 left of the third quarter. Flanker left formation. Loose football. Who has it? The Panthers begin to celebrate. We have no official signal as yet. And as they unpile, it's clear that Lowry was able to get back and cover his own fumble.
Yes, Lowry and 2 other Florida State Seminoles falling on the football. So here again, the wet football almost costs Florida State dearly. They have driven from their 20-yard line. Obviously, they're not taking it seriously that Pitt is ranked #1 in the country. They have plans to win this ball game. It's been wild and woolly. 24-17, Pitt leading, but Florida State threatening at the 15.
3rd and 6. Lowry, pitch back. Allen, one man. He tries to beat another man, but a marker is down as Allen gets to the 10-yard line.
It's a clip.
It appears that somebody came from outside the clipping zone back in, and it's going to be a major penalty, it would appear, against Florida State. Let's take a look at it and see if we can see the infraction, Mark.
Dennis McKinnon, the wideout, he's going to clip Tommy Flint from behind.
That's what it was, exactly.
Well, clip. So the penalty marches the ball back to the 30-yard line of Pitt.
It'll again be 3rd down. Now the lead stick is inside the 10-yard line. The line to gain is the 7, right? So they've got to go 23 yards for a first down. From the 30, Lowry, little pressure this time. Nice reception on the swing pass by Cedric Jones, and Jones throws it forward. Troy Hill.
Yes, Troy Hill intercepts.
Jones on the halfback option pass for Tony Johnson, and Troy Hill makes a big defensive play for the Panthers in the rainfall.
Well, Troy Hill was just a heck of a football player for Pitt against North Carolina in their opener. He is a guy who can move. He came into this game with a bruised chest, and the Panthers were worried that he might not hold up, but he's played pretty much the whole ball game without too much rest. And here again, he comes to the fore as he picks off a pass and stops a Florida State drive. So Pitt has the ball at their 10-yard line with a little better than a minute remaining in the 3rd period. The Panthers lead 24-17.
Panther offense now would just like to come out and be a little smooth about things and not make any mistakes. But with that slippery football, as you know, anything can happen. Pitt with a 1st and 10 at its own 10-yard line after the interception by Troy Hill. High formation, slot right. Collins in the slot. The tailback gets the call. Not much running room. Getting back to the line of scrimmage is Brian Thomas. Not much more. 44. Ken Rowe, a linebacker. John McClain, a defensive end for Florida State, making the stop. Clock winds down to 53 seconds left of the 3rd quarter. Pitt leading 24-17. The Panthers scored on a block punt that was pulled out of the air by Art Lowry at about the 5-yard line, and he just took people into the end zone, including one of his teammates, for a big score that has put the Panthers ahead. The driving rain began just as the 3rd quarter started, and the puddles at both benches look like they might be sporting some muskie. They are lakes. The hole opened up and then it closed up for a fullback, Marlon McIntyre. Short yardage out to about the 13-yard line. And the Panthers now run the punt team on the field.
On 3rd down.
On 3rd down. 3rd and 6. They're calling it the line of scrimmage of the 14-yard line.
They just don't want to fool around with that football down there.
Greg Ganser in punt formation. Cedric Jones is the one man back. The ball bounces near the 50-yard line, and the Panthers will down it at the Florida State 49-yard line. They'll call it midfield. That's the end of the 3rd quarter of action here at Joe Campbell Stadium with a score. The Pitt Panthers 24, Florida State 17. We'll be right back. The ones who are here are alive, no question. Johnson split receiver to one side, Jones to the other. Short pocket pass for Lowry, and it's in the air. Is it a completed pass and a loose ball? Nope, they say incomplete. He did not hold it long enough. Hassan Jones, a wide receiver. Pop pass over the middle, incomplete. And the Florida State punt team is on the field.
And it was Tim Lewis who put that wicked hit on Jones.
It has to remember that the Panther punter, Lowry, is also the quarterback. Got to be alert on 4th down for any sort of fake. I would think at 14-12 left of the 4th quarter, it's a little too early for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they might want to put Pitt back there in the hole, and maybe Pitt would fumble that wet football, and then Florida State would be in business.
Long snapper is Sam Restivo. He's got the job of delivering the ball truly to punter Kelly Lowry. Line of scrimmage at Pitt 48. It's a good snap. Lowry can't get the foot on the ball. He slipped and kicked it out of bounds at the Pitt 24-yard line. It'll be a 24-yard punt. And so the Panthers get a good break on field position. So instead of being near their 10-yard line, they're right around the 24. After Lowry, I think his left foot slipped as he planted it, Myron, and he just hit half the ball.
It was like trying to hit a wedge out of the lake, right?
I've done that a few times.
Get down there, ankle deep on the edge. But Pitt has the ball down at its 25-yard line. Make it the 24. And the Panthers have had some breaks tonight. You might count that as one of them. They would not have liked to have been pinned down deep in the hole.
It's an I slot left formation. The fullback McIntyre behind a surge gets only a yard, possibly two. Marlon McIntyre runs into linebacker Tommy Young. And then there's a little contact after the play was whistled dead. So let's see what Tommy Miller says. Personal foul, Florida State, for the late hit. That'll be a break for the Panthers. Florida State was driving, had the ball down to the Pitt 13-yard line for a 3rd and 6, tried to run it wide, and a clipping penalty really hurt the Seminoles, and then Troy Hill intercepted. So now this personal foul puts the Panthers out at the 40-yard line.
Where Danny Marino can perhaps put the ball in the air. He's 10 for 17 tonight, has thrown for 111 yards.
Panthers have a 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line following the personal foul. The rain is not as heavy as it has been. It has lightened up some. And the wind is really not as driving as it was before. Now they're going to dry the football off and give the Panthers a little chance for a drier ball. Panthers lining up in an I. Slot left, Collins in the slot. Dawkins the split left end. John Brown, the tight end, to the right. Fullback is McIntyre, and the tailback is Brian Thomas. Marino, 1st and 10 from his own 40. Play action. Fortunately for the Panthers, the ball fell incomplete. The intended receiver was Julius Dawkins, and the ball was deflected off Dawkins' hands because it was thrown too tall. Dawkins leaping, trying to pull it down, got hands on it, but fortunately, when it was deflected, it fell into an open area.
Yeah, deflected it high into the air, and you say, whoops. If you're Pitt, you say, whoops, maybe an interception, but nobody was there. Florida State would have loved to have had that one.
Stops the clock at 13:36 left of the 4th quarter. 2nd down 10, the Panthers at their own 40. Florida State with a 4-3 defense. And off the right side, the slip play from Brian Thomas, but he can't quite turn the corner, and he gets out to the 46 and is knocked out of bounds by cornerback Gary Henry. That's a slip play that worked very well against Georgia, Myron, in the Sugar Bowl game, and that time Brian Thomas just couldn't get to turn the corner.
Well, wide receiver Julius Dawkins was working on a linebacker, which is not a very even matchup, and he couldn't move that man out of there, so that sort of slowed things up a little. 13:31 remaining. Pitt out in front, 24-17.
46-yard line is the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 4. Panthers need 4. You got to get to midfield to get the 1st down. Marino with good protection. John Brown, 1st down, and the Panthers are in Florida State territory. Tommy Young made the tackle on Brown, but John Brown got both hands on the football, held on, and leaned forward and made sure that he had the 1st down, which he does at the 49-yard line of the Seminoles, and the clock is stopped to move the chains at 13:18.
So Florida State coming with a 4-man rush, and the secondary taking sort of a deep drop. John Brown just slips in there and gets the 1st down.
Offensive line that time for Pitt did a good job. Panthers going to the wide slot formation. Out of the I, Danny Marino. Steps under center, Jim Sweeney. Florida State with an odd man front. Short side play, and a good job of picking his way forward that time was the Panther tailback Brian Thomas. He's tripped up by Brian Williams, the left defensive end for Florida State, and he gets only about a yard. They're going to put the ball down at the 47-yard line.
As we look at Tom Flynn on the Panther bench. Tom Flynn injured earlier in the football game, but did come back. Marlon McIntyre, 14 carries tonight for 49 yards.
2nd down 8. The Panthers now at the 47-yard line of Florida State. Pitt leading 24-17. 12-14 left of the game. Marino to Brian Thomas, 40, 35, 32-yard line. Thomas has a big first down for Pitt and more. Brian McCrary, the free safety for Florida State, finally made the tackle on BT, the BT Express.
Got a good block. Gets the block from Sams, the guard, Ron Sams, Moose Sams they call him. He's a big fellow, and Thomas sails through the hole. So the Panthers at the 32-yard line.
High formation, flanker right is Collins. And the fullback, McIntyre gets the call and gets into about the 31-yard line. Quick hitting play, but it just never had a chance to get underway. I'll tell you what, Myron, you see those big objects going through your screen there. Those are not snow flurries. This rainstorm has somehow unleashed a bunch of bugs. They're not the love bugs that we saw back in 1974 here. They look like moths.
They look like dive bombers. Is that what such a party is?
Panthers with a 2nd and 9 at the 31-yard line. Pitch to Thomas. Hold. Thomas on his feet at the 20. Thomas to the 15-yard line. Thomas down to about the 12 where Garth Jacks makes the tackle. What a run by Brian Thomas, and he got some blocking that time.
From big Bill Freilich. Got a heck of a block from Bill Freilich, the sophomore tackle.
Lead block from McIntyre. The kickout block. Fada. Freilich sealed off the inside. And Thomas did a great job with great balance.
He's in with 80 yards now on 17 carries.
A first down for Panthers. Twin receivers to the right this time. Collins in the slot. Single setback. Mack gets the call. Mack bangs to the 11, and that's all. Brian Williams, a defensive end, came up and made a big play for Florida State. There's a marker down near the line of scrimmage. Procedure call. That's the first procedure call against the Panthers tonight, Myron, I believe.
Well, they have worked a lot of the bugs out compared to how they played against North Carolina in any event when they drew 15 flags.
24-17, the Panthers lead by 7 points. 10:24 left here at Doak Campbell Stadium. Tommy Miller, the Southern Independent referee, says procedure call against the Panthers. These are moths. It is confirmed by some entomologist who has done some research and said that's what the invasion is at Doak Campbell Stadium. You can see them flying through your picture. 1st and 15 at the 17-yard line for Pitt. Reverse developing, and it doesn't get started. It was a fake, as trying to hand off to Dwight Collins was the tailback, the fullback, Marlon Mack.
As though he were on a banana peel.
Yep, he faked the reverse, and he tried to make the cut behind the screen of blockers there, and down he went. So the loss is back to the 23. I want to go over to 12. Now they're to 23. Marino, draw play. Marlon McIntyre gets good yardage inside the 20, down to about the 16-yard line. Tackles by linebackers Tommy Young and Ken Rowe for Florida State.
So the Panthers, leading by 7, are putting themselves in position for the field goal now. Of course, it's 3rd down and 21, but that was a big run there by McIntyre.
Ball is at the 16-yard line. The line to gain is the 2-yard line. So it is 3rd and 14 at the 16-yard line. The clock winds down to 9:03. Panthers going to have trouble getting this play underway. They just barely do. In the nick of time, Marino for the end zone. Touchdown! The Panthers get a touchdown from White. No, that is Julius Dawkins. Play action fake to Thomas. By this time, Dawkins is wide open. That's not the most beautiful picture pass that Marino's ever thrown. But there's number 80 with a big score for Pitt. He beats safety Brian McCrary on the play. For the extra point try, Eric Schubert is on the field for the Panthers with Danny Daniels holding. Ball is on the tee. The kick is up and hooked left wide of the mark, and it's no good. Panthers and Burnett a fullback. At the 30, he's met by a host of Pitt tacklers and is down at the 31-yard line. So that time the Panthers decided to squib kick it, or did Eric Schubert just wind up and miss? We shall never know. But it was effective. It got the one of the Florida State up and run on this football team. Right now they trail 30-17, and the quarterback is number 12, Kelly Lowry. With 8:49 to go, his team trails by 13. Play action fake. Lowry rolling. Open man, but he misses him. Ken Burnett was open, running along the 36-yard line, but the pass was wide of the mark, incomplete. It stops the clock at 8:45. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, Lowry has fallen to overthrowing his receivers in this second half. He is 2 for 8 for just 27 yards passing.
That is the Panthers' Alan Wenglakowski, who is out of this game with a knee problem. Right now playing defensive end on one side is Michael Woods. Chris Dolman's playing the other side. Johnson and McKinnon are the split receivers. Markers fly. It was not a delay of game penalty. Let's see what the call is. Against the Panthers by the reaction of Florida State. Procedure against the defense. So the ball is spotted now at the 36-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 5 at the 36.
With these thousands of large moths descending upon us, if you were wearing your English woolens, Bill, you'd now be undressed.
8:44. Pitt's back. Here comes a reverse. Do they get it away? Yes, they do. With the football is Dennis McKinnon. 35-40 on his way at the 50, and he is knocked out of bounds as he gets to the Pitt 43-yard line. Saving the bacon for the Panthers on the near side of the field is Caesar Alderson. They set up the reverse, and that ball is slippery, but it was a good handoff as they pitch it back to Allen, who hands it off to McKinnon going to the left. And he almost opens up the sideline all the way to the goal line. Panthers got trapped inside, and the cheese comes along to save the day. Caesar Alderson, the sophomore from Mount Lebanon. 1st and 10, Florida State. At the Pitt 44-yard line, loose football. Florida State picks it up. Nope, they lose it again. Who's going to have it? It's still loose.
Pitt's got it.
At the 50-yard line, Bill Moss falls on the ball for Pitt, and the Panthers have it at midfield. A sigh of relief for Coach Foge Fazio.
Greg Allen fumbled it once, and then he picked it up and fumbled it again, and then the quarterback Lowry almost fell on it, but that ball is wet, squirted away, and Bill Moss, the big tackle, got the football. So Pitt takes over at their 49-yard line. Florida State was across midfield and in business.
There's the bar of soap. Greg Allen does finally pick it up, and when he tries to advance it, he is hit. I didn't see who made the hit. Michael Woods had it and lost it, and Bill Moss, look at that cover-up job. The Panthers at their own 49, 1st and 10, leading 30-17 at 7:57. Brian Thomas through a hole, driving forward to the 45-yard line of Florida State, where Tommy Young finally brings him down.
So we've got 7 minutes and 56 seconds remaining, and what with the Panthers having a 13-point lead, 30-17, I would imagine that Coach Foge Fazio will want to eat up that clock.
Covert and Fada, good job of just buckling down that Florida State defensive wall and giving Brian Thomas not a crack, but just enough open space to move forward, which he did. From the 49 of Pitt to the 45 of Florida State, it's 2nd down and 4.
Pitt will, I suppose, want to keep that football on the ground, particularly on 2nd and 4, and have that clock run out. But still, 7:53 is a lot of time. And Florida State certainly came into this ball game tonight meaning business. They jumped on top of the Pitt Panthers 10-0 very early, and Marino was having a terrible time getting hit.
Pitt at the 45-yard line of Florida State. Brian Thomas just carried a moment ago and got no gain. Marino wants it. Nobody there. Dwight Collins was tied up with a defender at about the 32-yard line. He was battling Harvey Clayton, trying to shake loose. Meanwhile, the ball was in the air, but there's a marker down back in the backfield, and Pitt is going to get hit with a penalty. 6:43 remaining, the Panthers leading 30-17.
Dwight Collins had an idea that he was interfered with, held up downfield by Clayton, but it is going to be the Panthers who will be penalized. So let's see what the call is.
It's in the Panther backfield, so it almost has to be some sort of illegal use of the hands. Let's see what Tommy Miller of the Southern Independent list of officials decides. Split crew tonight. 3 officials from the Southern Independents and 3 from the major independents. And we'll have a conference with Florida State because it backed Clayton that time and couldn't get away from it. It's a holding call against Pitt, declined. Florida State takes it down. It'll bring up 4th down and 4 at the 45-yard line. Dan Marino will probably go into punt formation for the Panthers.
He, of course, is.
Here comes the punt team. This is a last-minute switch by Foge Fazio.
He likes to use Marino when he wants a short punt, doesn't he? But they're pretty well back.
Ganser gets a snap. We got a flag down. And the ball is kicked by Ganser into the end zone, but they'll have to re-kick. Apparently, one of the Panthers got offsides ahead of the snap. That's what the indication is against the Panthers. In his first year as a Panther head coach, and you talk about pressure. Last week, barely getting it away is Greg Ganser, but he gets away a good one. Signaling for the fair catch is Cedric Jones inside his own 20-yard line, so Bobby Bowden's decision will start inside their own 15-yard line. There's a pause in the action. Florida State with Kelly Lowry, the quarterback, trailing 30-17. Play action fake by Lowry, wants to throw it, has time. And the receiver is knocked off his feet at the 17-yard line. There is no penalty marker. Zeke Mowat, the tight end, got in a leg tangle with linebacker Caesar Aldershot, and the official rules that it was not pass interference. The crowd obviously disagrees.
Here's a statistic that isn't a football stat, Bill, but there are 15 lost children in the stadium. Well, I hope all the parents find them.
And the PA announcer announced that there's going to be another problem outside the stadium, and that's that many of the parking areas are flooded. So there'll be a few tow trucks in action tonight at Tallahassee. 2nd down and 10. Florida State deep in their own territory with a draw play. It opened up and then it closed up immediately. Florida State tried to get the draw play underway with tailback Ricky Williams, but Bill Moss was there, and so was Caesar Aldershot. And they make the stop in the vicinity of the line of scrimmage, which is the 16-yard line.
The clock now winding under 6 minutes. 5:55 remaining, with the Pitt Panthers holding a 30-17 lead over Florida State.
3rd down and 9. Florida State in their own territory with 5:45 on a turning clock, trailing the Panthers by 13 points. The second half has been the Monsoon Bowl here at Doak Campbell Stadium. Lowry with pressure, and down he goes. 7-yard line on the sack. Getting in there for the Panthers was Dave Pizzoli and also Bill Moss. The tackles pinching in there and putting all the pressure on Lowry that he could handle, and he buckled under that pressure, and down he went. Lowry will go back in punt formation. Let's watch it pinch down here.
In kicking position, Kelly Lowry, number 12.
Lowry on 3 punts has averaged 29.3 yards per punt. He's not had a good night as a punt man for Florida State. He's had it. Oh, he gets it away anyhow, but it's even worse than the previous 3. Gets it out, and it's going to roll dead at the Florida State 36-yard line. There's a pause in the action with 4:49 left to score. Pitt 30, Florida State 17. Give Kelly Lowry a little more breathing room, but he has not had a good night as a punter. Now Florida State with a 12th man on the field, get him off just in the nick of time. Lowry's going to throw. Pass deflected, and it's incomplete. The Panthers take over. Did I see a marker fly? I did, I think. Let's just hold up just a second. It is a penalty against Florida State, if anything, and the Panthers will decline. The ball was deflected in the air
by 18, who does not appear.
Todd Marigus.
Yes, he's not on our flip sheet here, but he has been in the ball game a couple of times tonight in a noticeable way.
He returned to kickoff earlier.
He broke through there and deflected that pass.
Todd Marigus, pass deflection, 4th down, ball over. Panthers 1st and 10 at the Florida State 17-yard line, leading by 13. They bounce it outside. Brian Thomas trying to pick back and fight a hole, but there's not much there. Kim Mack, linebacker, making the stop for Florida State. And Brian Thomas gets a couple of yards, maybe 4. It'll be 2nd down and about 6. Panthers with 4:28 on the 4th quarter turning clock came down here, and did they face adversity tonight? They faced the hostile crowd. They faced a well-coached football team that came with a bunch of different things that perhaps were not expected. And they faced a monsoon in the second half. Of course, as everybody knows, both teams have to play in those conditions. And it's remarkable that we didn't see more in the way of drop footballs. We saw a couple. That's Big Mac, Marlon McIntyre, the sophomore fullback, running into the arms of Tommy Young. 3:47. And it doesn't get any easier for Pitt. They play the 4th toughest schedule in the nation this year, according to the NCAA. Guess who plays the toughest schedule? The Florida State Seminoles, rated the toughest schedule in the country. Pitt next week is at Illinois for a tough one. Florida State next week is at Southern Mississippi for a tough one as well. On 3rd and 3, Marino to Thomas. Thomas gets the first down at the 6-yard line. Needed to get to the 7, got to the 6. Gary Henry made the tackle for Florida State. And that may send a few of these soaked fans at Doak Campbell Stadium out to the wet parking lots. Marlon McIntyre, 17 carries, 61 yards. A good night for the sophomore from Belle Verde. And Brian Thomas, the tailback, the senior from Elyria, Ohio, 22 carries for 88 yards. Panthers with a 1st and goal at the 6. Brian Thomas to the 3-yard line. Alfonso Carricker tripped him up as the clock winds down to 2 minutes and 40 seconds left of this college football game at Doak Campbell Stadium. I'd like to thank our player identifiers, our spotters George Levy and Don DeBlasio, because they worked under adverse conditions tonight, as we all did. And I'd like to thank Myron Cope, who's now headed down to the field, and he's going to get out there and get soaking wet trying to get a post-game comment from Panther coach Foge Fazio. Play action fake. Marino for the end zone. It is a John Brown touchdown. And the Panthers have put it away in the rain at Tallahassee. The play covered 6 yards. Marino, play action fake on the rollout. Fired for the end zone, and his old Sugar Bowl buddy Brown was wide open. Eric Schubert trying the extra point. It's the first time that Eric has had an opportunity to be the only Panther place kicker. We have not seen Snuffy Everett tonight. And the sidewinder has been true all evening. The Panthers lead it by a ton. 20 points here with 2:50. High flanker right formation for Bobby Bowden Seminoles. And we have whistles and people moving ahead of the snap count. It appeared that Florida State had some problems there. Let's see what the call is from referee Tommy Miller. Procedure call against the Seminoles. 2:09 remaining. The conditions in the second half, I think, are as bad as I've seen in a college football game in many a year. Just as the second half began, just after a fireworks display and a great halftime show, the rain began. We were warned a thunderstorm would hit the Tallahassee area. Well, it came in full force. A driving rainstorm. And miraculously, the Panthers were able to mount a touchdown drive into the teeth of that wind and rain and took control of this ball game in the second half, no doubt about it. Florida State with the option. Eric Thomas will keep it. He's got open field. 40, 45, one man to beat, and he is knocked out of bounds in Pitt territory at the 48-yard line by Ray Weatherspoon. Eric Thomas showing great ability with that rollout option. And when he kept it, he turned it upfield, and I tell you, the kid's got speed. He's got blazing speed. 6 feet tall, 189 pounds. Eric Thomas, a sophomore from Lake Park, Georgia. Florida State now, with 2:01 remaining, is trying to get some more points on the board. Seminoles 1st and 10 at the Pitt 43-yard line. Thomas, the quarterback, to his fullback. Not much room to run there because the Panthers, Pelusi and Moss, sealed it off. Cedric Jones playing the fullback position. The 193-pounder from Valdosta, Georgia, runs into Art Lowry, Bill Moss, and J.C. Pelusi. Panthers tonight liberally substituted on both sides of the football. Defensively, we saw a lot of Troy Benson and Caesar Aldersert. Of course, an injury to Rick Cranack caused Aldersert to come into the game perhaps before the Pitt coaches wanted him to. Alan Wenglakowski is a man who's got an injury problem. And so Chris Dolman has had to do a lot of duty tonight, as has Art Lowry. who came up with a big score off the block punt that put the Panthers ahead, apparently to stay. Play action fake by Thomas at 1:18. Florida State on the move. The pass is batted into the air, out of bounds in the Panther bench across the way. The intended receiver was tight end Tom Wheeler, but he had a host of Panther defenders around the football, led by Pete Short, the strong safety from Aliquippa, and Ray Weatherspoon, who's playing one of the corners for the Panthers tonight. And now, defensive coordinator Charlie Bailey of the Panthers has Andy Lewis in the ball game, Rich Dukovich, Art Lowry's in there, Michael Brooks, the Spoon. There's Ray Weatherspoon, who is the bigger of the Weatherspoon brothers. His brother James is also a walk-on on the team. So naturally the nickname, the Tablespoon and the Teaspoon. Ray, of course, is the Tablespoon. Ball is at the 41-yard line. Third, it's about 10 for Florida State in Pitt territory. Fake to the fullback. Fake the pitch, and Thomas keeps and gets 2 yards of headache. But a marker's down along the line of scrimmage. Tim Quentz, a sophomore defensive tackle for Pitt from Toms River, New Jersey. 6'2", 240. He made the tackle on the play that time. Quentz is also seeing action tonight, as is Bob Bukowski, the freshman from Gateway. Big 6'5" tackle, 250 from Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Indication is offsides against Pitt. Clock winds down and stops at 1:07 with a penalty. Panthers ahead. 37, who has got the reputation as a passer, but who came with an option attack that for a while had the Panthers backing up, but they finally made the adjustments to it. 3rd and 5 at the 37-yard line of the Panthers. Whirlybird option behind a blocker, having trouble. Loose football, he pitches it forward. And that is Billy Allen with the ball, and he gets good yardage, first down yardage into Panther territory at about the 30. Is enough for a first down. They haven't moved the change, have they? They finally do move the change. They got a little late message there. They're still moving as the ball's about to be snapped. 1st and 10 at the 30. Florida State trailing 37-17. Thomas on the option. Good pursuit that time by the Panthers, and down he goes. Oh, is he gang tackled? And I think tempers flare on this one, but we don't see any flags. Pursuing along the line of scrimmage, Caesar Alderson and Ray Weatherspoon. And Thomas had nowhere to turn it upfield. Eric Thomas, the sophomore from the state of Georgia, Lake Park, Georgia. And here comes a pursuit from the backside, Alderson, along with Weatherspoon. Oh, that's called a sandwich. A little bit of a forearm thrown in as well, but no flag on the play. 34 seconds left of this football game as it winds down. Of 56,200, about the 12th man on the field, that crowd. The heat and humidity were not a factor, but weather problems of a different sort in the form of wind and its #1 rating on the Board of Coaches poll on UPI. Florida State, with a surprise win here tonight, would have vaulted themselves into the top 20, no question about it. But with 34 seconds left, it's just a matter of time. Backside pursuit, Art Lowry, and the ball is loose. Williams fumbled it, but they say that was a sack at the 35-yard line. Art Lowry, backside pursuit, jumped on the back of the quarterback, and Jeff Baldwin recovered the fumble for the Panthers, so they did rule it a fumble. Watch the backside pursuit from Lowry, who earlier scored a touchdown on a block punt. Definitely a fumble. Baldwin, the youngster from Aliquippa, the backup tackle, 6'2", 237, number 60, falls on the football for the Panthers. And he does. And the clock winds down to 24 seconds. A big win for Coach Foge Fazio in his first year as a Panther head coach. A struggle against Carolina last week, but a win for Pitt 7-6 at Three River Stadium. A struggle this week, falling behind 10-0, coming back to go ahead 17-10, and then taking control in the 4th and final quarter is what did it for the Panthers, and the gun sounds. That's the end of this football game with a final score. University of Pittsburgh 37, Florida State 17. Florida State now falls to 1-1 under 7th-year coach Bobby Bowden. Bowden coming to Marino, receiving congratulations from Mr. Bowden. Marino talking to Blair Williams, who played earlier in this ball game, and quarterbacks love to chat. and visit when they get a chance? So there's the man who recovered from a bad start of his season, came up with a fine performance tonight, and it's a big win for Coach Foge Fazio as the Panthers put together a block punt for a touchdown, then a drive in the rainstorm for a touchdown. The Panther defense finally made the adjustments to that option attack that Bobby Bowden had installed very quickly. You didn't see it on your monitor as we see Marino, but just outside the frame, Tommy Flynn took about a 20-yard run in celebration and a diving pratfall that sent a spray up on both sides. And now Flynn hugging Marino. The Panthers are a happy group because this is no easy place to win. Let's get down to the field right now, and Myron Cope is standing by with Foge Fazio.
A 20-point win, Foge Fazio, in a wet night's work. Where do you put your football team now after 2 ball games?
Well, Myron, we still have a lot of work to do. We didn't start off very well. Florida State was well prepared, very aggressive football team. I don't know what would have happened if it would have stayed dry. It would have been very interesting, but I'm happy that we won.
Coach, they sort of came at you with 2 offenses tonight when they substituted quarterbacks, brought Lowry in, and went with the option. That take you by surprise?
Yes, it did. We kind of expected the unexpected. You know, when Bowden had a chance to prepare like that, we had a feeling that if a different quarterback came in, we would see a different type of attack. But we couldn't stop that option there for a while.
Okay, congratulations, Foge Fazio, and now back to the booth and Bill.
Thank you, Myron.
Good job, Myron. Nobody in front of the man. He's at the 20, the 30. One of the Panther big men is out to the 40, the 50, the 40. Throwing toward the end zone with that football. The Panthers have a return touchdown. And it was Dave Pizzoli, the freight train, who leveled, pulled in that interception at about, it looked like about the 5-yard line. He picked it off and returned it, I believe, 95 yards. And the Panthers have a touchdown. And my, has momentum changed in this football game. TCS Sports presents Panther Pride 82. Brought to you by Daily Juice Product. To remind you, there's a Daily's treat for everyone. And by Westinghouse and the 140,000 Westinghouse employees worldwide. And by Budweiser Light with a clean, distinctive taste worthy of the king of beer.
Okay, let's juice it up, you guys. Put more fruit on.
Pitt defeated Illinois 26-6. People did not know at that point how good Illinois really was. Well, the Illini went on to register a fine campaign of 7-4, and this year they're expected to perhaps challenge for the top honors in the Big Ten. For Pitt, things don't get any easier. A standing room only crowd of more than 71,000 turns up at Memorial Stadium for what some folks in Illinois calling the biggest football game to be played in that state in 18 years. The 18th ranked Illini fired up for a try at knocking the Panthers off the top of the heap. Illinois has the weapons. The rifle arm of senior quarterback Tony Eason propels the Illini to a 3-0 start in 82. Illinois averaging more than 400 yards per game offensively thanks to Eason's talents and the coaching of Mike White, who learned the passing game from the coach of the Super Bowl champion 49ers, Bill Walsh. Illinois is pushing Eason as a Heisman Trophy candidate. Mention Heisman Trophy, you've got to mention the name of Dan Marino, Pitt's quarterback extraordinaire. He's led the Panthers to 2 wins in 2 games, but Marino has suffered 5 interceptions, and fans are having doubts that Pitt's offense will ever get itself untracked. Maybe today is the day. And then again, maybe it's not. Flanker to the wide side. The right is Dwight Collins. Pitt with a 3rd and 9 at its own 23. Marino back to pass. Over the middle of the pass. Intercepted at the 30-yard line. Breaks the tackle. That's Mike.